How you doing, Sister Flo? How you doing? How you doing? Come on in. Come on in. How you doing, Brother James? How you doing, Brother Ken Ron? I hope I pronounced your name right. Come on in, brothers. Come on in. Sister got a good show for you this evening. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to give a few more people time to come in. So come on in. We got a lot of seats at the front. Come to the front. You don't have to sit in the back. Come to the front so you can get this good content this night. How you doing, my brothers? How you doing, my sisters? I hope that you had a good day. How you doing, Brother James? I hope that you all had a good day. Me, myself, I'm doing like Fred Flintstone, baby. Yabba dabba do. How you doing, Mother? Come on in, brothers and sisters. We got a little more time. We're going to give a few more people time to get in so we could jump into this content. It's going to be good tonight. If it's anything that you want to talk about, my brothers and sisters, share with the other brothers and sisters because we want to be informed. If you want to come on live, you can feel free to come on live. Just let me know, put it down at the bottom that you want to come on live because you have something that you want to add to the group. You can really do that, my brother and sister. But always remember that, my brother and sister, always be very courteous to the audience, okay? And to me too, okay? So come on in. We got a few more seconds, then we're going to jump into this content tonight, my brothers and sisters out there in Facebook. Man, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Now, brothers and sisters, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I hope that you all had a good, fantastic day. We're coming off of a holiday, so I hope all of you are doing well. My name is Tony M. Toomer, for those of you that do not know me. And if you this is your first time coming, I want you all to know that I basically talk about relationships. I talk about relationships pertaining to that of a man and a woman from a biblical standpoint. When I said biblical standpoint, that's the position I come from, man and woman. By the way, Sister Flo, she got some popcorn and soda for you all. Go ahead and get your popcorn and soda so you can enjoy, kick back, and listen to the content of this particular broadcast. Now, tonight's topic is 8 things a man should know about marriage. 8 keys to the woman. I'm going to say that 2 more times. 8 things that a man should know about marriage. 8 keys to the woman. Again, 8 things that a man should know about marriage. 8 keys to the woman. Now, as you know, my brothers, and you know my sister, I do not discriminate when it comes to men and women because it takes a man and a woman to have a relationship. But that man and woman needs to add God into the midst of the relationship, okay? So what I'm going to talk about tonight, my brothers, and when I'm going to talk about my sister, like I say, I don't side with men or I do not side with women. I might talk about one particular content. It might lean more towards one gender, but you better believe I'm going to bring the other gender in. Now, those of you that are coming in late, I see some more coming in. 8 things a man should know about marriage. 8 keys to the woman. Now, this is for basically you sisters. You need to really, really listen up. And our brothers, I want you to come to the front. We got a few seats at the front. I definitely need you to come to the front. Sister, you can relax. You can eat your popcorn and listen because this is going to apply to you. What you need to be equipped with when it comes to a man that is seeking for a serious, committed, and covenant relationship, because this man, he needs a wife in his life. Not want. He needs a wife in his life. You see, I'm going to tell you this, my brother, and I'm going to tell you, my sister, a woman is very important when it comes to a man. If she was not important, God would not have created the woman from the get-go, okay? So a woman play a very, very important part in a man's life. Now, you might have some men that say we don't need no women. But I'm tell you this, any man that say that he does not need a woman, well, he needed his mother anyway, because without his mother, he wouldn't be here anyway. So there is a very, very important need for the woman. Now, when a man is deciding to select a woman, because brothers, you supposed to select a woman because you are the head and the leader of the relationship. That's the position that God has placed you in, the head and leader of the relationship. So therefore, when it comes to conversing with a woman, it's some key thing that you need to know. Besides the form, this is the standard form. You need to be calmer with, you need to see, is she calmer with your thoughts on family? Is she calmer on your thoughts with occupation? Is calmer with your thoughts on religion? Is it calmer for the money thing? And is it calmer for the sex thing? Those are the 5 branches, main branches when it comes to relationship, where brothers and sisters you need to know about. Again, that's form, F-O-R-M-S. F is for family, O is for occupation, R is for religion, M is for money, and S is for sex. Now, there are some subcategories. So there's some subcategory, brother, that you need to find out about when it comes to selecting a woman. Because you see, the woman, like I said, this woman, she's going to be very valuable to you. So you got to be extremely careful. You got to be, and it's very important, it's very imperative that you select the right woman. If you select the wrong woman, brother, and you got purpose in your life, something gonna happen. How you doing, Sister Twyla? How you doing, Sister Deborah Scott? Brother, it's very vital, it's imperative that you select the right woman to be your wife. So brothers, when you're out there dating, you don't date just to be dating, just to have fun. You're not there. How you doing, Sister Renee? You're not out there just dating just to have fun. No, you got your time, brother, and you have a projected time of 70. That's 70 years according to the Bible when it comes to life expectancy. We ain't talking about the United States statistics or anything like that. We're talking about your life expectancy. You got to project the 70 years. So if you already up in age, it's more and more important that you select the right woman. So there are 8 keys that you need to use, brother, when you're talking to a woman. It's 8 vital keys that you need to know before you go ahead and ask that woman, will you become a part of this covenant relationship with me? Now, number 1, brothers, you need to understand this. A man must understand that he doesn't know the woman on the first date. Brothers, you will not know the full woman on the first date. You will never know the full woman. Just like she will never know the full you, you will never know the woman on the first date. That's where time come in at. But on that first date, brother, you got to decide early on that first date whether you want to see that woman again. You don't want to waste her time, and you do not want to waste your time. Remember, you are the head and leader, so you got to select the right woman to be in your life. Number 2, and this is very important, you need to learn about what type of men she have dated before she met you. You need to know about what type of men she dealt with before she met you. And you need to know, this is very critical, how long has she been in a relationship? That's what you need to know. This is a job interview. You got to know what type of men she dated. And you got to know how long she was in a relationship with someone. You don't want no woman that just jump around from man to man to man. You got to see whether that woman has some type of stability in a relationship. Because remember, this just like an interview process, brother. You got to see how long, cause like if you go to a job, the potential employer going to want to know how long did you work at that last place. They want to see a track record or your stability, whether you are a job hopper. They want to see whether you are a job hopper. The same thing, brother, when it comes to a woman. How you doing, Sister Cheryl? You got to see how long she been in a relationship. You got to see. You don't want no woman that casually go in a relationship and she jump to another. It's very vital. And you got to ask her what type of men she dates. You ain't got to ask for the name. You need to find out some characteristic of the type of guys that she dated. It's very important. You got to see, for one thing, was she into dope dealers? Was she into businessmen? All kinds of characteristics. You got to find out, brother, so you can see what type of woman you're going to get. Like I said, it's just like if you are an employer and you're going to hire an employee. You want the best person to fit the job. And when it comes to a relationship, you want the best woman to fit into your purpose, your life. Number 3. What else? And this is very, very important, brothers. You got to find out. Because there are some men that this is all they're about, but not you. Not you. Brothers, when it comes to a relationship, you got to find out, what does this woman brings to the table besides sex? What does this woman bring to a relationship besides sex? Sex is important, but sex is temporary. It's short. It's short in the action itself. So what can that woman do besides lay on her back? You need to know that some guys, they don't care. All they want for a woman to do is to lay on her back. But not you. You want to know, okay, if you did not have no vagina, what do I get out of you? That's how you got to think. If she did not have no vagina, what can she bring to the relationship? Do you have to think that way? There are some older guys, 30, 40, and 50 years old. They still on this little merry-go-round thing, just thinking about sex. And like I said, sex is good, but a woman got to be able, and that's how some women think. Some women think all I have to do is bring sex to the relationship. And if I bring sex into the relationship, I'm expecting for this man to do everything for me. You see, you don't need no woman like that. A woman that say, I need a man to take care of me. No, a woman was created according to the Bible. God's word, it said that the man was not created for the woman, but the woman was created for a man. So if you, brother, if you're a man of purpose, you want the right type of woman to come into your life. You don't want no woman coming to your life that's a taker with her hand out. If she's going to have her hand out, she needs to bring something in her hand. She needs to bring character in you. She need to bring that Proverbs 31 type of woman in. If she has some assets or whatever, that's coming in because you going to invest 100% into the relationship, and therefore you expecting for her to invest 100% in the relationship. Number 4, you need to ask her view on money. Believe it or not, adultery is not the leading cause of divorce. A lot of people go to get divorced because of money issues. And by the way, 7% of women, according to the United States statistic, it might have moved up, it might have moved down. But the last time I checked, 70% of divorces are initiated by women. So therefore, that's why some men are afraid to get married. But not you, brother. You're not afraid to get married. You're not, because there's no fear in perfect love. Perfect love casts out fear. So what you got to do is decide her views on money. You need to ask questions. Is she a woman that's like to save? Is she a woman that like to throw money away? If she shop, how much does she shop? Is she shopping on, do she think her money is her money and your money is our money? Because there are some women that think that when they get money, all the money belongs to them. That's what some women think. And some men, they twisting in their mind, they thinking that's her money. That's not the right way. Everything that a man brings into the relationship, everything that a woman brings into the relationship, it's about we, us, and our. There's no I, there's no me, or nothing in the relationship. You understand? There's no selfishness in the relationship. So whatever that woman got and she bring into the relationship, it's all yours. And whatever you bring into the relationship, it's all hers too. So you got to look at how she view money. You got to, because if you a saver and you very selective on how you spending money, and if you and that woman going to bring money together, you don't want to be no conflict where she getting money out just doing stuff with money. Because when you bringing your resources together, each person, brother, you first, and that woman, you are accountable to what you're bringing into the relationship. Especially if you're serious, especially if you have committed to the relationship and you're in that covenant part, you decide to do that covenant part, which is to say, I do. Number 5. You need to check out her social media page. It's very important, brother, because as it is today, and to go for you too, sister, you need to check out her social media page. Because most men and women, not all, but most men and women, they are into social media. You have the Facebook, you have the Instagram, you have all these other type of things. You have YouTube, but they got a YouTube channel. You got to check out their social media page. Their social media page is going to tell you a whole lot about the woman. Even though you're talking to the woman face to face. That's what you're doing. You're talking to her face to face, but you need to check out her social media because they're going to tell you some other things about her. And not only the social media, this also for you too, sister. You could do the same thing, but we're kind of talking to the brothers now because the brothers, they are the head and leader of the relationship. And sister, you supposed to follow the man. That don't mean that he's over. That don't mean that he's greater than you or he's smarter than you. He's more intelligent. He's more articulate. Doesn't mean that. That's the structure that the Lord God made. It's the man. It's God, the head of Christ, Christ, the head of man, and man is the head of woman. How you doing, Sister Velma? Now, another thing, after the social media, because you see with the social media, it's going to tell you some of what she likes to do a lot. All what she doesn't tell you verbally, it's going to show you what's important to her. Whatever is important to that woman, a lot of things that's important to her, she's going to have it on her page. You're going to see a lot about her interests without asking questions. So there's some questions that you're going to verbally ask, and then there's some things that you're not going to have to ask, because if you look at her social media page, it's going to give you another side of that woman that you're interested in. Number 6, you need to listen to what type of music she listens to. You need to observe what type of TV program she look at. You got to see what type of movies she like. This teaching you more about the woman. What type of music she listen to is very vital. Because we're talking about the media and all that kind of stuff, my brother and sister. It's very, very important. But brother, you have to find out listen to what type of music she listen to. That's going to give you a good gauge into that woman. This is another part you're learning about the woman. Then look at what type of TV program she look at. Do she look at, it's very important. Do she look at crazy stuff like Housewives of this place, Housewives of that type? That's a whole bunch of drama. You don't need no woman that's into a whole bunch of crazy, stupid stuff. Those housewives and stuff of this city and this city, that's a bunch of drama. And the only thing it is about entertainment. You don't want no woman that's like that type of drama. Because it is drama, and those type of women that be on those type of shows, it's a whole bunch of stuff I could say about that. But you don't want no woman like those type of women that you see on Housewives of this place and that place. Another thing, you need to check out, and this is a key thing too, brother, and also for you too, sister, you need to check out her friends more than her family members. I'm going to say that 2 more times. You need to check out her friends more than her family members. You need to check out her friends more than her family member. Why do I say that? You need to check out her family member too. But Her friend, she's going to be around her friends more so than her family. Most women, they got a close friend or a little cluster of friends. And when those women be around you and her, look at them. Look at them. Listen to how they talk. Look how they dress and how they behave. Because you see, the thing about it, she's going to be around. And you see, the thing about it, a woman, and just like me and sister, she's going to be around someone that she got something in common with. I'm going to tell you something. Like if you dating a woman, brother, and this go for you too, sister, if you dating a man, if she got this little cluster of women and she start talking about these certain women and what they do and what they don't do, especially the little twerks that they do, if she say something like, these women, those girls, all they about is just running after men and they just like men doing things for them, you know. But then she make herself an exception to the rule. Don't believe that, brother. Don't believe that, cause if she talking about her girlfriends and she saying they all about running men's and doing this with different men's and they do this and that, but she's an exception to the rule. She got that halo on. She got that halo on her head, but the halo is leaning to the left. The thing about it, birds of a feather flock together. The Bible even show an illustration that a wise person should move with wise people, but in the fools, they hang together. It's a cluster. You never see an eagle hanging with chickens. Have you ever seen an eagle hang with chickens? No, you haven't. Eagles fly high. Chickens walk low. Eagles hang with eagles. Chickens hang with chickens. They got things in common. So, brother, whatever type of women your woman hang around, once they be around you and stuff, observe her friends, because they're going to tell you a lot about her. And like I say, brothers, like I say, sister, the same thing for you. Observe his friends, because they're going to tell you a lot about him too. Okay? How you doing, Sister Taylor? So, and then this is the most important thing that you brothers need to know, especially if you are supposed to be the leader and head of the relationship and you have a relationship with God. This is the most important thing out of the 8 keys that you need to know about a woman that you're about to, you're contemplating on being serious with, you're committing to, and you're thinking about, popping the question, will you marry me? You need to know her relationship with God through his son, Jesus Christ. All that other stuff that I just outlined before you, those are important, but the number one important thing is, and I saved it for last, is her relationship with God. Velma said, what about women that doesn't have friends? Should you be leery on that type of woman? The thing about that, Velma, let me tell you, Velma, the question is, why a woman don't have at least one friend? The Bible clearly say that in order to get a friend, one has to show his or herself friendly. I'm going to read that part to you. Hold on. Let me tell you about that. Let me pull it up right quick. Hold on. This go for you brothers and you sisters. You need to understand this. Listen to this. This is in Proverbs 18:24. Again, Proverbs 18:24. Proverbs 18:24. When people say things like, I don't have no friends. Woe is me. I don't have no friend. You know why a person doesn't have at least one friend? The Bible going to answer that question, and this is the answer. Why a person don't have at least one good friend. Proverbs 18:24 say, a man that has friends must himself be friendly. That's the first thing. And there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. I'm going to read that again from Proverbs 18:24. A man that has friends must show himself friendly. And there is a friend that stick closer than a brother. So if a man or woman go around saying, I don't have no friends, that means that that man or woman is not friendly. He or she might think he or she friendly, but you're not friendly, because you can't even say that you got one friend in this world, because you need at least one good friend, because this is what the Bible also says. There is a friend that stick closer than a brother. Your friend, what that's saying, that you might have a friend that stick closer to you than your family. I can tell you this. When it comes to friends, I'm not one to say that I don't have no friends. I don't have a whole bunch of male friends, but I got 3 friends that I could call my friends. These guys is my natural brother by my mother and father. His name is Larry Toomer. That's my natural brother. And then my other 2 brothers that are not my natural brothers, one name is Demetrius Ellison, and the next guy, his name is Brian Smith. So there are 3 minions. 3. I don't have a whole bunch of guys that I can relate to. These 3 guys that I just named, my natural brother, and these other 2 guys, these are my friends. Now, if I go around saying that I just have women friends, it's a problem with me. So a woman should say, why you ain't got no guys as friends? That's the problem. And the same thing too, brother. If you take talking to a woman and she say, this is a killer. If she say, I just got men friends, get up and run quick. Run quick. If she north, run south. If she east, run west. Because if a woman say, I just got men friends, and she ain't got no woman friend, you need to run away from that woman. That's a dangerous woman. Because you want me to tell you what that means? That means that if she ain't got not at least one girlfriend, that means that these other women, they see something questionable about her. It's something very questionable about her if she ain't even at least got one woman that she could call a friend. They know that they know from a woman, because see, other women, they know other women. Like men can read other men, women could read other women. So if she ain't got one, if she ain't at least got one, that's it to tell you something. But if she just got men, friend, brother, you don't need that woman. You don't need no woman that just got a whole bunch of men friends. That's a no-no. But back to what I'm talking about, she got to have a good relationship with God. Brother, if you are interested in a woman and she doesn't have a relationship with God through his son, Jesus Christ, like you, and you have a strong relationship with her, you going to get entangled with a woman, because you can't change her, brother. So don't think about it. You're the head and the leader, and the Lord going to hold you responsible for making that decision. You understand? He's going to hold you responsible. God is not going to make you marry no woman. He will bring the right woman into your presence. And then also Satan going to bring some women into your presence. So that's why you need wisdom. You need knowledge. You have understanding and discernment to be able to select the right woman, to be bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh. You have what is called a free will. God is not going to force you to do anything. But he will bring the right woman into your view, just like Satan gonna bring the wrong woman to your view. So that's where you have to have discernment, and you can't get caught up on how a woman look on the outside, whether she beautiful and fine. She might not be that beautiful and fine. She might look like an average woman. How you doing, Sister Sherry? She might look like an average woman, and she might not be 36, 24, 36, like what the Commodore used to say, sing, Brick House. She might not be like that. So, you got a relationship with God? Does she have a relationship with God? And you see, the thing about it is, I'm going to give you something out of my life story. Before I met Cinderella, a woman that I was really, really interested in, I would take her to worship service with me. Because not only did I want that woman to meet my family according to the flesh, I wanted her to meet my family according to the spirit. Those are my church family. These are spiritual family, right? So she got to be able to be with my fleshly family, my natural family. Then she got to be able to be with my spiritual family. So if she went to me to worship service, notice I didn't say go to church. You see, you can't go to church. But when a man and woman say, I'm going to church, you can't go to church. You can go to the assembly because the church is a group of called out people. People are the church. People are the temples of God. The church is not, you could go to a church building. You could say, but the proper thing to say, but we know what you're talking about. How you doing, Lisa? We know what you're talking about, okay? So, this is what I did. This is what I have done. If I were really, really interested in a woman, I would probably invite her to worship service with me. I did not force her because most of them knew that I went to worship service, right? But you see, I just didn't worship God just by Sunday. I worship God every day. It's not just a Sunday. That's why you meet with the assembly of other believers. That's what some people do. Some people just go to quote unquote church and that's their religion for today. But you see, church is a lifestyle. Church are a group of called out people to the Lord. So you have to represent the Lord not only around your spiritual family, but you got to represent the Lord in front of your fleshly family, and the world. It doesn't stop just on a Sunday. The first day of the week. It doesn't just stop. The Sunday is the first day of the week. If you look at the calendar, some people think that Sunday is the last day of the week or the end of a weekend. No, Sunday is the first day of the week. Okay? But, like I say, it's one particular woman. And this is what I used to do. I would take a woman to worship service, right? I did not force her or nothing. But then I noticed this. The last one, she started backing up, right? She would go for a while because you see, this is what you need to know, brother. If they don't keep it up, it ain't real. It's not real. So that's why I say, like the number one thing I say, you must understand that you don't know the woman on your first date. Because anybody could act real good on the first date. You have to give it a little time, just a little time. And that natural gonna come to the forefront, okay? So what she started doing, this one young lady, she started making up excuses why she didn't want to go to worship service. So what she would say things like, well, I'm kind of tired, but when you get out of worship service, I'm gonna cook and you could do this. So she kept making up excuses, and I never asked her why she wanted to stop going to worship service. But what that told me is this: she wasn't real. She wasn't real. She did what she thought I wanted her to do. But you see, she could not keep it up. So the truth came out. And when the truth came out, I was able to see that she was not the one for me. Now, one thing I can say is the one that I'm with now, my wife, Cinderella. Cinderella, when it comes to going to worship service, she be ready to go before me. She be dressed and everything before me. But we going together. Remember I told you all Cinderella, she get up before roosters get up. And the only rooster that beat her was that rooster that when Jesus was on trial, before Jesus was on trial, remember Jesus told Peter that you're going to deny me 3 times before the cock crow. That's the rooster, right? So when Peter denied Jesus 3 times, he acted like he didn't know Jesus, right? Because he was scared. He thought something was going to happen. So when he said that, this rooster, you know how roosters sound, right? Cock-a-doodle-doo. And so Jesus, all Jesus did was just turn and looked at Peter. And by just looking at Peter, it came to his mind what Jesus had said, you're going to deny me 3 times. That's the only rooster that have beat Cinderella up. Other than that, getting up before. The rooster, they even have a meeting. They trying to say, how can we stop her from getting up earlier than me? That's how early Cinderella get up. But you see, the thing about Cinderella, she goes to worship service. I don't force her to do it. She naturally goes with me. That's a part of her makeup. She been going with me from the beginning of our relationship. She never make an excuse. She never make an excuse. She always be ready. But like I say, those of you that coming in, tonight's topic was 8 things a man should know about marriage, the 8 keys to a woman. And here's a recap. And like I say, this is not beating down on no women, but if a man's supposed to be the head and lead of relationship, he's supposed to be checking out, like I said, the main thing is called forms, F-O-R-M. These are the major things in a relationship: family, occupation, religion, money, and sex. Those are the most important things in a relationship. Then under that, these are some sub things before you get to that other stuff. And this is, like I said, a man doesn't know a woman on the first date like she doesn't know him. So you got to have a little time. So don't believe everything you see with your eyes on that first date, because every man and every woman put his or her best foot forward. Number 4, you have to learn what type of men she dealt with before you met her. You have to ask those kind of questions. What styles of men she dated? So you get a little gauge. And sister, same thing for you on the flip side. Find out what type of women he dealt with. Ask him. And then you have to know how long what the longest she been in a relationship. How, you got to see, okay, how long you been in a relationship? What the longest? How often? If she been through several relationships, you got to say, well, how long was it? Remember, it's just like a job interview. A person, like you go to an employer, they want to know how long you was on your last job. And if you had more than one, they want to know how long you was on there. They want to see, are you stable? Are you a job hopper? When it comes to relationship, you got to see whether she is a relationship hopper. Oh, okay. Number 3. What else does she bring to the relationship besides sex? Take the sex out the equation, and what else does she bring into the relationship? Because like I said, most women, they think that all I have to do is give him some sex, and that it's a wrap. That's all some women think. All I want him to do is take care of me, and I give him some sex, and everything is hunky-dory. Nope. I don't want sex all the time from you. You got to be able to do something else besides lay on your back. You're gonna have to do something else. Pull your panties up. You got to be able to do something else. Then you got to ask her views on money. How does she view money? You got to know how you view money. You got to see how she view money. Does she have the mentality that her money is her money and your money is our money? Or when she bring resources in, is it me, myself, and I, or this is ours? Us, our, and we. And that's how you got to look at it. You bringing 100% in a relationship, she got to bring 100% relationship. Another thing, check out her social media page. See what she into, because a lot of things that she into, she going to post it on her page. If she into family, like if they into their children, they going to put children there. If they into parties, they going to have it on there. So if you see a party girl, that's what you getting. And you know those party girls, a lot of those party girls, now they into smoking these things. They think they cool. You see some women smoking cigars. I'm not trying to get biased and stuff, but cigars basically for men. But that's just my thought on that. But you seeing these women walk around with cigars and they smoking all this stuff. Party girls. That's right, they party girl. They're going to have all that on their page. Then they're going to show you how they dress. You're going to learn a lot about her. She might be conservative around you right then, but you're going to learn a lot about her because she's going to have some stuff on social media. Another thing, what type of music do she listen to? does she listen to? Listen. Because a lot of times they be singing. The music sound good, but listen to how they sing. When I say listen to how they sing, what they like about that song. It's going to tell you about how she think. What type of TV program she look at. They're going to tell you what she into. What type of movies does she like? It's going to tell you a lot. Because let me tell you something. On a subconscious level, that music, those TV programs, and those music, it's going to go down. It's going to be downloading on her subconscious. And she will not know some of that stuff that's in her is going to be controlling her behavior. She might not realize, and the same thing go for brothers too, sisters. Look at what type of music, check out what type of music he into, what type of TV program he look at, and the movies. It's going to tell you a lot about him. Also, check out her friends more than her family. But check out her family now. But she's going to hang more with her friends. And her friends check out the cluster. And you know, it's this little thing go around that all you have to do is check out basically 5 people that a person hang with. That's the saying. Check out the 5 people that they hang with. With me, you ain't got to get the 5. I want to know about that one, the one that's the closest to you. The one that's the closest to you going to tell you a lot. She might have 5, but out of 5, she's going to be closest to 1. When you look at Jesus' situation, Jesus had 12 disciples. He was the closest to 3. That was James, Peter, and John. But when it get really narrowed down, the real closer, that was John, Andrew brother. No, Andrew, that Peter brother. John and James, they were brothers. So John was called the beloved disciple. John was the one that took care of Jesus' mother when he was on the cross. Because if you all remember this, when Jesus was on the cross, all his apostles, they ran. They were scared. The only one that was there was John. And women. Mary, Jesus' mama, Mary's sister, and some more women. John was the only one that was there with the Lord. When Jesus was on the cross, if you all remember this, Jesus had 4 brothers, and their name is in the Bible, and he had some sisters. Out of all the brothers and the sister that Jesus had, he told John to take care of his mama. Because he told John, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, son, behold thy mother. That meant Mary. And then he said, mother, behold thy son. And she looked at John. And the Bible said from that day forth, he took Mary into his house. Question is, why did Jesus not entrust his mama to his stepbrothers, the 4 of them? Why he didn't do it with his sister? Jesus took care of his mama with his best friend on earth, and that was John, the beloved disciple. So that's showing you something. When you narrow it down, you need just one good friend. And like the Bible says in Proverbs 18:24, a man that has friend must show himself friendly. So if a person ain't friendly and they ain't got no friend, the problem is with that person. I'm telling you, my brother and sister, it might seem like a person nice and stuff, but when a man or a woman say, I ain't got no friend and I have to do this and that to take my time, that person ain't really friendly. It's something wrong with that person. It's something wrong. When the family don't have time for that person, and when they don't even have no friend, something wrong with that person. And the most important, does that woman have a relationship with God? If you have a relationship with God, she needs to have a relationship with God. You don't want to get unequally yoked. You cannot do it. You must not do it, brother. And sister, that go for you too. Don't get tangled up with no man that don't follow God. He might have the world assets, but that's temporary. Because when the Lord comes, the world which you know, my brother and sister, it's going to change anyway. You understand? It's going to change anyway, so don't get caught up in all this stuff. You know, you need to be thinking about what's up there. The Lord said, you know, concentrate on what's up there. Where moths can't eat your stuff up. You know, like when you have clothes, those little moths, they eat your clothes and stuff, right? Put it in. You think it's saved when you close it up. Those little bugs that get in there and eat your clothes up, and robbers. Robbers can't rob nothing in heaven. So that's where your affection need to be up there, my brother and sister. Now, bottom line, a man need to ask himself, this is the bottom line. How you doing, Sister Mabry? Will this woman add to my purpose and what value she brings into my life? Brother, if you're a man of purpose, you know who you are, you know why are you here and where you going, you look at this woman and you need to say, what would she add to my life? What would she add to the purpose that I know? I know where I'm going. What would she add to it? And does she bring value to my life? Does she bring value into my life when we are private? Do she bring value to my life when we public? And does she bring value to my life when I'm not even around her because she represents me? And with that said, my brothers and sisters, you know what time it is, don't you? I love you, my brothers. I love you, my sisters. I hope that you all have a good night, okay? Have a good night. Lord willing, I will be with you tomorrow. Tomorrow is like the middle part of the week, okay? Over the hump, baby. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. Thank you all so much for being a part of this broadcast. You could have been doing something else, but you decided to hang out with your brother, Tony. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. You all really, really have a good night and have a good day, Lord willing, tomorrow. I love you all. Goodbye.